Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Today, I am invited to my friends for lunch. So I asked what I could bring, and they suggested that I bring a salad. It's summer. I decided to bring what we call a summer salad. So in New Jersey, in the summer, we had access to the best fresh produce. A lot of it was grown in the yard: peppers, cucumbers, and tomatoes. Those are the ingredients in the salad. There's no lettuce. It's a really nice, easy salad to make. It's very refreshing. It's crunchy. It holds up well. I can make it in advance. I can dress it, and it'll actually be better by the time I get there. It's also really good the next day. So I'm going to take you to the counter. I'll show you the ingredients and then I'll get started prepping it. I'm going to do it in stages because I have time, but you can just throw it all together at one time. But it really is good if you have time to just kind of let it set for some of the juices to come out of the tomatoes and for the peppers to start absorbing some of the flavor. All right, so let's go to the counter and I'll show you what we have. Okay, here are the ingredients for the summer salad. So I have peppers, three different colors of peppers. I like to use different colors. It just really makes it beautiful, vibrant. And we're so lucky that we have access to all of these different colors of peppers. When I was growing up, it was green peppers. That was it. Green peppers, red tomatoes, that's it. But now there are so many different choices. All right, so I have a yellow, orange, red pepper here. I'm going to use all three of them. I have 2 cloves of garlic. I like garlic a lot. It's good for you. So why not? If you don't like garlic as much, you can cut cut it down, use 1 clove. Also, you can chop it a little bit bigger if you want. So when my mom cooked for Medigans, when the Medigans came to our house for dinner, she would always make the garlic bigger and then warn them there's garlic in the salad so that they could pick around it. I don't think we actually ate the garlic, but you might get a piece of garlic with your salad, and it wasn't a big deal. All right, so peppers, garlic. I have cucumbers. I like these Persian cucumbers. These are from Trader Joe's. They don't have a lot of seeds. They're nice and crunchy. They usually taste pretty good. I have two different kinds of peppers here, or tomatoes here. So I have these Campari tomatoes, which are a little bit bigger, but they're not big tomatoes. But these have a really nice flavor. So I have the Campari and sugar plum grape tomatoes. So I'm going to use both kinds of tomatoes just for a little bit of variety, and they both have really good flavor. So pretty good in terms of the tomatoes that are available for us. They're not Jersey tomatoes, but we work with what we have. Basil. This is my basil plant that I used yesterday for my zucchini saute. So I'm going to pick the rest of those leaves off. And I have a new basil plant here. I might use a couple leaves from the new plant because these are really nice. Vinegar and oil. So I have olive oil. I like this Star red wine vinegar. And I'm just going to put a splash of balsamic vinegar in as well. Um, it gives a nice depth of flavor. The balsamic is a little on the sweet side, but it's also nice and acid. Just whatever olive oil you like. So this is just olive oil from Whole Foods, and then salt and pepper. That's it. I'm going to start with the peppers first. Peppers, garlic, I'll dress it, put lots of salt and pepper in it, and just let that marinate for maybe about 30 minutes before I add everything else. And that's it. The salad will be done, and I'll be off to my neighbors. Okay, my peppers are washed. So I just cut them in half. I'm going to core them. You want to make sure you get rid of the seeds and, maybe the white membrane. I usually do that while I'm cutting them into my bowl. And then as far as slicing the tomatoes, I like to do a kind of a medium slice. So it's not too big, but also, it's not small. This is the main part of the salad. So if you were slicing peppers into a lettuce salad, you might go smaller or, maybe even squares. My mom used to slice them that big, but I like to go a little bit smaller than that. So it's up to you. Experiment, do what you like. This is not written in stone. All right, so I'm gonna just cut up my peppers into my bowl, add the garlic, vinegar, and oil, and let it sit for about 30 minutes. Gonna add my oil, red wine vinegar. Don't be shy with the vinegar. We love vinegar in my family. And it smells so good. And a little splash of balsamic. Salt. This is Himalayan pink salt because we're really fancy here in Appa's kitchen. And some black pepper. I love black pepper. I usually end up adding more. All right, give that a little stir. Garlic. I just take my knife, smash it, remove the skins. Cut off this little end here. And just give it a rough chop. All right, and throw that in the peppers. Give it a little toss. I'm going to put this in the fridge for about 30 minutes before I throw everything else in there. Ready to put the rest of the salad together. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the Campari tomatoes, 3 kind of smallish cucumbers, and a handful of the, what are they called? Plum tomatoes, sugar plum, grape tomatoes. All right. So complicated. So basically they're cherry tomatoes. All right, so I have a handful of those and then just a handful of basil. I try to get as much off of that plant as possible. I'm going to cut everything up and throw it all together. All right, so first for the Campari tomatoes, usually I just cut these into quarters. That's really all you need to do with them. If you're worried about this little stem part, you could cut that off. It's pretty insignificant as far as I'm concerned. Cucumbers, cut off the ends. I like to do a slight peel. So not peeling the whole thing, but kind of making it a little bit striped. And then I take a fork and I score the edges of the cucumber. My mom used to do this. She said that it got rid of the bitterness. But we have those big fat American cucumbers. But the nice thing about this is then when you cut it, you get these kind of fancy little edges on the cucumber. People will be very impressed by your cucumbers. For the sugar plum tomatoes, I just cut them in half. And then the basil, I'm going to tear it and throw it in the salad. The rest of my vegetables are chopped, so I'm going to just add everything in with the peppers now. My sugar plum tomatoes, Campari tomatoes, and cucumbers. And I'm gonna just tear the basil, release some of the flavor. This is a lot of basil. I think my mom probably put 1 or 2 leaves, but I love basil, and that's really what makes this salad so fresh. I'm also going to throw a few of the bigger leaves from my new basil plant. Add some more salt and pepper. I'm going to give it a mix and taste the peppers. I want to check my vinegar and oil just to see if I need Any more vinegar? Probably not. All right, let's try one of these orange peppers. I got a little bit of basil here. That's good. I think it's good. I think it's perfect. Personally, I might like a little bit more vinegar. I'm going to throw actually a little bit more balsamic. If you have a white balsamic, it also works really nicely. All right, so I am ready to go. I have 10 minutes until I'm going to be at my neighbor's for lunch. So that's enough time for this to kind of settle a little bit, for the flavors to come together. The tomatoes are going to release some of their juices, creating another layer of flavor in the dressing. It's really good with a nice crusty bread to sop up some of the juices. And there it is. New Jersey summer salad with peppers, tomato, cucumber, basil, and garlic. Simple, fresh, easy, delicious. Try it. Let me know what you think. Remember to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you next time in Appa's Kitchen. Bye. I'm reporting deep within the heart of Medagon territory, and look at what they've done. They put an appetizer out because they knew I was coming. Of course, I see a lot of empty space on this board, but I give you an A for effort. So we had porchetta sandwiches on homemade rolls with broccoli rabe and provolone cheese. And the pepper, tomato, cucumber salad was perfect with this. So really light, fresh, crunchy, and it was a perfect side to the sandwiches.